We've got a couple of guests in the studio. Maybe you've heard of the YouTube channel Beyond the Brick. 220 some odd thousand subscribers, roughly, right? So John Hanlon is an old friend of the program. And for those of you who are watching on YouTube at Casey, the host right now, John, who is that one right there, he used to come in and do like cell phone tech reviews and things like that. We did a couple of other gadgets, and I think you led to Grant coming in and doing the Google Glass and all that stuff too, right?
Several different segments.
Yeah. So and then you like disappeared. You vanished, and you're like, hey, by the way, I'm leaving. Bye. And then you were gone. And so we have Joshua here too, and your brothers.
We are.
And now all of a sudden, so this is where John, you worked for NDU, right?
I did work for NDU. Then I lived in Indianapolis for a couple of years. I worked at Wish TV down there.
Yeah. Okay. So he leaves the TV side of things, and the guy launches a YouTube channel. And this is what you guys basically do now, right?
It is now our full-time job. So I left my job in Indianapolis in May, and we've been doing this ever since, and traveling almost constantly. And we put out 2 videos every single day, and it's just crazy, all on YouTube.
2 videos a day.
Yeah, 2.
That was already gonna be one of my questions.
Yeah, one to 2 videos a day, depending on how many we have. Right now, it's 2 videos every single day. So it keeps us super busy, but it's a lot of fun.
That is crazy. All right, so let's start with the charity stuff first. So we'll get to the YouTube thing and the transition to that a little bit later with you guys. So you're here because you are helping to raise money for an organization, which just kind of explain. You can explain a lot better than I can.
Yeah, so Creations for Charity is a charity that was started a number of years ago that works with Lego builders all around the world. They build custom builds, and then they sell them online through the Creations for Charity store. And all the money raised from those sales is used to buy Lego sets for underprivileged kids in hospitals and orphanages and places like that. And so kids that wouldn't otherwise normally be able to generally afford or get Lego themselves. And so it's a great way to make some kids a little happier around the holidays every year.
So are these some of those really amazing builds that we see, that go viral in the magazines and are all over the websites? Like, oh my God, this guy like built a Princess Leia or whatever out of Legos, and she's like 20 feet tall, and that stuff gets auctioned off. And then of course it goes to buying these kits for these kids.
Yeah, exactly. They won't normally be that big, but they're the builders who do the really amazing creations will build some really cool stuff, generally kind of smaller builds that can be shipped out to people and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure you just called me fake news, Tim. pretty sure that I'm pretty sure that just happened.
and our involvement with all of that, and then the event that's coming up this weekend is a 24-hour live stream that Joshua will be hosting. So from 5 p.m. on Friday to 5 p.m. on Saturday, he will be on the air for 24 hours straight, and people from around the world will be joining and chatting about Lego, even some Lego designers. Lego is based in Denmark, and we'll have some designers live from Denmark joining on the live stream.
Amazing.
And then Lego has agreed to donate a certain number of sets per hour that he's on. And then other companies are donating sets as well. And then all of those sets will be delivered to Franciscan Alliance, which is based here in Mishawaka, and distributed to their hospitals.
That's amazing. So you're going to be doing 24 hours. You're not going to sleep at all?
Right.
Or you're going to sleep and we're all going to watch you sleep. Is that what's going to happen?
I've been able to power through.
Okay.
This is the 4th year we've done it, and I haven't fallen asleep. So yeah, it's difficult. By the end, I'm not doing a whole lot, just kind of sitting there struggling to stay awake, because I try to build sets and throughout the 24 hours and everything.
Keep yourself occupied. Right, exactly. So you're doing something.
But it's a ton of fun. We have people all year long who said they look forward to this event and they love that we do it every year. And it's raised about $15,000 in the past 3 years. This will be the 4th year for it, so we're hoping for even more this year.
And you're doing this on your YouTube channel, correct?
Yes, it'll all be live on the YouTube channel, and you can go to creationsforcharity.org, and there'll be a post up there as soon as we go live as well, and all the details are up there, but also on the Beyond the Brick YouTube channel.
Okay. So now we've got to get into the nitty gritty. We'll come back to the charity stuff before we go, just to remind everybody how to do it, because it's an amazing cause. But so John leaves, and the next thing you know, John is like doing a YouTube channel, and he's got 220,000 people following him. How long have you guys been into Legos like this?
I think really both of us have always been into Lego since we were young. We have an older brother and a couple of younger siblings, and we just all grew up with Lego, playing with it from a very young age, and just always enjoyed, the creativity of it and everything, how versatile it is. You can build so many different worlds with it and everything, just have so much fun. And then it was about 6 years ago that I started the podcast and the show that is now Beyond the Brick in the YouTube channel and everything. And
so I think most people would sit there and go, how the heck do you do a podcast on Legos? Like videos they get, but how can you do a podcast on Legos? But you can do a podcast about anything if you're passionate about it. There's always, obviously you guys, if you got 2 videos a day going up to your channel, there's plenty of content out there for you to do this. So when were you working on this while you were still doing stuff with us?
I was. So we did it for a long time before, obviously, before we ever went full time with it. That just happened this year, as I mentioned. So for years, Joshua started as the audio only podcast. Then it moved to YouTube, and then we started traveling to Lego events. So around the world, there are Lego conventions. One of the largest in the world is in Chicago, called Brick World. And so we go to these events and we interview the builders who have their amazing creations on display. And then those are the videos that most of the videos that you see on our channel are interviews with Lego builders who have made just incredible things, everything you can possibly imagine. And like we said, we got new videos every single day. And so we have, I think, close to 1,500 videos up there now. And it's our full-time job. So it's a lot of fun. And we're traveling all around the world. I think this year alone, we did 11 different U.S. states where we attended events, and then 4 different countries. So it's just crazy. It's been a fun ride.
So you were doing the YouTube channel for a long time. How long did it take you to get to like 220,000 subscribers? Because it happens differently for everybody. I mean, if they ever get there, like some people, it's just one video does it, and then people hang around. For others, it's a grind. For others, they spend a ton of money on advertising and get noticed, that sort of thing. And some people, it's just a total fluke. I mean, how did it happen with you guys?
It's a slow process. It takes patience. And so I think last September hit 100,000 subscribers. And then since then we have more than doubled.
It seems like that happens. Like you get to these certain benchmarks when you're doing a YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden the growth just happens
absolutely.
much quicker.
But starting out, it's very slow going. You have to have patience. Like we've said, we did it for years before we ever got to 100,000 subscribers or were ever able to make money off of it. We just did it for fun. So it takes patience, absolutely. And I think if you look at the larger YouTube channels, anybody who's been successful, they've been doing it for a long time. They have a unique content that they offer. So it's just about finding your voice, what makes you unique, and then doing it for a long time and hoping people notice. And I think people will eventually notice, but it may take several years.
So when you're traveling around, because like I'm treating, you're going to the Lego things kind of like a maker fair, you know, it's like you're going there, you're checking out the new stuff that's out there, what people are doing and that sort of thing. But really kind of what do you guys focus on when you go out to some of these events that are, you know, with Legos and things like that? Because again, there's people out there who's like, okay, I watch my kid play Legos all the time. Like, why is that a YouTube channel? But people do really amazing things with Lego.
Right. So our focus is on the builders themselves. So they'll come to these conventions like Brick World that John mentioned, and several other large conventions throughout the country, and just set up these incredible creations. And so when we arrive at these shows, our goal is to go around. They'll typically have a couple of public days. They're held over a weekend, usually a Lego convention. And so the public will be coming in and talking to these builders about what they do. And then we'll be going around and interviewing them, and just usually our videos are 5 to 10 minutes long, typically, asking them
easy to watch.
Yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Nothing real too long. And just asking them about kind of what inspired their build, kind of techniques with parts they use. Because some of these builders, the talent just blows me away. And it's always incredible the way they can use certain Lego pieces in ways that you would never imagine, and just make really amazing creations with them. And so our focus is just kind of getting that behind the scenes look at how these builders operate and how they do what they do.
Do you find that a lot of builders modify the Legos, or do they just use the standard Legos and they're just better at it than all of us?
Most people just use the standard pieces, but I think you're right, Casey, that when people think of Lego, they think of a children's toy, and it is that, and that's great. But there are a lot of people, usually adult builders, who take it way further than just a kid's toy, and they make incredible creations. And by now, a lot of people have probably seen photos of like you were mentioning, the Star Wars things or whatever. It's gotten more and more popular over the years. But those are the people who we focus on, so make the really incredible stuff. And it's not always huge. Sometimes it's small and detailed or whatever it may be, or just a unique creation, but all of that stuff. And so that's what we really try to focus on, is putting the spotlight on the builder and all the work that they put into this, because sometimes they're displaying it at this show and they've worked on it for 2 or 3 years, and this is the only time that it will be displayed. So it kind of lives on through our videos, which is really great.
Yeah, that's just because it got torn down. It's like, oh man, I got to build that again. You know, it's like when you get one of those really intricate Lego kits, the first one that you get, and then you don't build it because you started, and 3 hours later you're like 2 inches into it. And
Exactly.
then you finally dedicate yourself like 5 years later, and you build it, and then somebody comes along, steps on, you're like, I'm never building that thing again. But these people do it, you know. I don't know. Is it professionally? Like they get paid? I would assume that some of them do get paid.
Some of them it is. They do commissions. So companies will hire them to, create their logo out of Lego bricks or whatever it may be, or just if you want to make a mosaic of a family member or whatever as a gift or something like that, then you could hire one of these professional Lego builders to create that for you. So some of them do it professionally. Most of the people we talk to are just doing it for fun. So obviously they're building a lot beyond just the sets that Lego makes. They're taking those pieces and creating their own unique piece of art, basically.
Well, so you know that I do 3D printing. And one of the most popular things in 3D printing is people 3D print their own Legos. So their own figurines, they swap out heads. They've got weird bricks that do all sorts of different things. I would have expected, I think, a lot more of that to make its way into what you guys do, where people are just 3D printing their own pieces to get whatever unique design they want. And then you don't even have to worry about it anymore.
That kind of comes back to what you were saying about, do they change up the bricks at all or cut them or anything? There's kind of, that's sort of frowned upon in the Lego community because it's not purist. And so it's kind of the challenge is to take Lego
I could be an
bricks,
outsider.
official Lego bricks and build something cool with just the bricks that Lego releases. And so anything 3D printed or cut or glued is generally frowned upon. It's coming in the community a little more. It's being more accepted, but generally builders try to use just the official pieces. Yeah, basically.
I think building within the parameters of the pieces that Lego makes is what is fun for a lot of people. How can I take these pieces that are maybe designed to look like something else and make them into what I want them to look like So I think that's what really is unique with what these builders are doing with Lego, is taking the pieces that are available to everybody and then making their own incredible creation.
Showing you what you can actually do with the Legos that you can buy.
Exactly.
So you don't need to go out there and buy other equipment, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so go ahead.
A big part of these shows is also, like I mentioned, the public comes in, and a lot of these builders really try to inspire the kids and adults that are there to go home and see these cool builds that they have on display, and then go home and try building themselves more intricate and better builds. And so a lot of it is, you can get these same bricks at home. Why don't you try this yourself?
Awesome. I'll tell you what, can you guys hang out for one more segment?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so we got John and Joshua from Beyond the Brick, which is a YouTube channel devoted to Legos, 220,000 or so, give or take. There's a little bit more than that. So a lot of people are following you guys, but it took you years to build that. Yep. Years. A lot
of patience.
Okay, so you're not going to be if you become a YouTube star overnight. I'm going to throw something at you because it's a grind for me. But if you guys become a YouTube star overnight, it's going to be a fluke. It's not something that happens regularly. So we're going to talk with you a little bit more about the event that you're going to do at the 24-hour live stream, how people can participate and how they can donate, and some of the other stuff that you're doing as well. All of that coming up with the guys from Beyond the Brick here on 95.3 MNC. By the way, I want to thank you for watching on YouTube at Casey the Host, or if you're on Periscope at Casey the Host, I appreciate that. I've got the guys from another YouTube channel, a much more popular YouTube channel than mine, Beyond the Brick. So I've got 829 subscribers, Producer Tim, which I was really happy about 3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Until the 220,000 plus followers and subscribers that Beyond the Brick has. So I've got John, who's an old friend of the program. His brother Joshua is with me. And they have Beyond the Brick, which is a whole YouTube channel dedicated to not just Lego, the product, but the people behind the product. People who design for Lego, design these kits, who go out there and build these amazing Lego structures that you see, which is always a special event somewhere. It's a major toy store. I know FAO Schwartz, which closed down, but I guess now they're reopening in Las Vegas, used to do a big holiday Lego thing every single year, and it was always a big deal that people would go out there and see that. So you guys focus on kind of the human element of it. Plus, hey, there's some Legos that are involved. And somebody did on the live stream, they asked if you guys have any secrets on how to make them not kill your feet when you step on him, because I got this meme that has a great white shark just poking his head out, and he looks like he's in pain. It's like a great white shark has just stepped on a Lego because it can hurt anybody. But that's not what you guys do.
No, sorry, we can't help them out.
It's not. We do have questions, and I know that I was curious about this, and you said during the commercial break that you'd be willing to talk about it, and then we'll go into some of the details. How on God's green earth do you make money to do this full time on YouTube? Like, I know you let the ads play and whatever. I look at it, it's like, oh yeah, hey, you earned 10 cents in the past 6 months. And then YouTube, of course, because I'm politics, they demonetize everything. So
that's a big issue right now.
I can't make a living on YouTube. But you guys have been able to transition into doing this full time after a number of years of this being kind of a passion and a hobby. And I mean, how does that work for you guys?
Well, it is one of the first questions we usually get is, how exactly do you make money? How can you make this full-time job? And the answer is really that it is those YouTube ads. And there are other ways that YouTubers make money, but for us, it is 90% or more just those YouTube ads. So every time that you watch a YouTube video, there's an ad that plays before our video, and we get a fraction of a penny per view. And when we're getting about 1 million to 1.5 million views a week. And when you're at that point, it's enough money that it can sustain us and fund our travel and going to these events. And there are other ways, like I mentioned, that the YouTubers can make money with brand deals and sponsorships and that type of thing. We've done a little bit of that, but it's primarily just those YouTube ads that run before the videos that are how allow us to do what we can do, really.
So how much am I hosing you when I skip the ad?
Well, you at least watched part of it, so we're still getting something out of that, even if you do skip it.
Okay.
And exactly what the difference is there, I'm not exactly sure on whether you watch the entire ad or skip it, but we're still getting money even if you do skip the ad.
And how does YouTube Red kind of factor into this?
We get a certain, we can see how much revenue is coming from YouTube Red versus ads, and YouTube Red is a very, very small percentage of our total YouTube income.
People are still resistant to pay.
Right. Not many people are signed up for it. I mean, there are hundreds of thousands or whatever the number may be, but it's still a tiny percentage of the YouTube audience is signed up for YouTube Red. But we do get some revenue from that, but it's still primarily enlarge the ads that run before the videos.
Okay, so I guess we got to get back to the charity thing. That's why you guys are here, and that's the important stuff. I know all the curious stuff is out there too, but first of all, the URL for your channel, Beyond the Brick, what is it?
YouTube.com/BeyondTheBrickTV.
See, very easy. Beyond the Brick. I mean, you just search Beyond the Brick.
Exactly.
You'll find them easy. It's super simple. But YouTube is always a little weird and wonky with their URLs from what people are used to. So if they're new, they may not find it very easily. And then you got the charity event, which is happening when again?
It's happening this Friday and Saturday. So Friday at 5 p.m. to Saturday at 5 p.m., 24 hours straight. We'll be streaming live and talking with Lego builders all around the world, having Lego designers from Denmark join us to build a set that they actually designed. So we'll be building the Apollo Saturn V rocket set that was released just a few months ago and building that with them. And they'll be taking us through the design process and everything and how that works. So that'll be a lot of fun and 24 hours straight of that.
And you were telling me that these guys work for Lego. They are full-time designers. They design this thing and then it becomes licensed, branded. It goes to the stores. You can go buy this set that they're going to build on Friday.
Yes, exactly. And we should say also that anybody can join in on the live stream. So we'll have people joining us from around the world, and anybody listening can sign up at creationsforcharity.org to actually join us. All they have to do is have a webcam in their house, and they can join and build or chat with us on the live stream. So it's open to anybody.
That's fantastic. So, and again, 24 hours. But you've done this a couple of years in a row.
Well, I have. This is the fourth year now.
What's your secret, though?
It's just a lot lot some
John,
caffeine,
what's his secret?
I don't know. He does say that a few hours in the middle of the night, he usually it gets a little tough. But then around 6 a.m. or so on Saturday morning, he's pulled through, and then the rest of the day isn't that difficult. For about 3 or 4 hours though, in the middle of the night, it gets tough.
3 or 4 a.m.
You get tunnel vision. Yeah. I've been up for 5 or 6 days in a row. I know.
The nice thing is though that throughout the night, though, people from all over the world, Australia and the UK, are joining in the live stream. So there are new people constantly coming on. And like I said, anybody can join, and that is really nice for Joshua. It just helps keep the pace up and helps keep him awake because people, it's daylight and around the world. So.
And what are you doing?
I'm just usually running around behind the scenes trying to get everything settled and fix any problems that may rise up. Yeah, doing some sleeping as well. So, but it's definitely him. Yeah, his show.
I feel like he should be able to wake you up whenever he wants, so you can bring him some coffee. Like I feel that should be a part of it.
I'll probably be doing a little bit of that.
You got the caffeinated gum and all those little things that gamers use to keep yourself awake.
Exactly.
Some Death Wish coffee. Jeez,
exactly.
All right. So again, the website for everybody to sign up and be able to join you guys for the stream is
creationsforcharity.org. And this year, as I mentioned earlier, so all of the money raised through this event is used to purchase Lego sets that will be delivered to Franciscan Alliance hospitals, and they're based right here in Mishawaka. And that's where all of this is. That's what all of this is for: is to deliver sets to underprivileged kids in hospitals. For Christmas. So it's a wonderful event.
And I assume you'll just have a description on like how people can donate and things like that in the video post.
Yeah, exactly. So all of the details are up there as far as signing up. If you would like to join us, if you want to just donate, you can even donate money if you want to through a PayPal link we have on creationsforcharity.org. And if you want to contribute that way, that's great. And of course, anybody can also watch it. You don't have to join in or turn on your webcam or anything like that. Anybody can watch, and that will be posted on creationsforcharity.org as well. As soon as we go live, there will be a post on there.
Very cool. Guys, do we miss anything?
I don't think so. That's about it. As I mentioned earlier, we have people all year round who tell us that they love this event so much. They are from all around the world, and they love joining in and talking about Lego for 24 hours straight. It's a really unique event that provides a great opportunity to provide these sets for kids in hospitals and just give back to the community.
Yeah, it's awesome. I already got people in the live stream, like they're there. They're there. Some of them already want to buy the set. So
Awesome.
it's very cool. Guys, thank you so much for coming out, man.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate
Thanks for helping
that.
spread
And
the word
John,
about Creations for Charity.
yeah, we appreciate that. We'll link to them on social media. We'll make sure everybody has access to it, and I'll probably pop in on Friday as
Awesome.
well.
Great.
While I'm sitting there in my underwear buying stuff on the internet and selling stuff on the internet and all of that. All right, guys, thank you very much. Their YouTube channel, again, is Beyond the Brick. Go to YouTube, search Beyond the Brick. You'll find them. Subscribe. It's a great channel. It's a lot of fun, especially if you've got kids or adults that are into Legos. They're going to absolutely love it. So Joshua, John, thank you so much for joining us. We've got more coming up on 95.3 MNC.